Here's another way to do question 11. Earlier we saw how to change everything to the lowest common denominator, but this time we're going to do it differently. So another way. I still have the same four fractions. 1/3, negative 1/3, negative 3/5, positive 2/3, and positive 3/5. So we still have these four fractions. And this time, I'm going to show you how to change all this to decimals. So this is our strategy. Change to decimals. Change fractions to decimals. And let me write down some notes. When you have a fraction, you have a top number over the bottom number. This means you have the top number divided by the bottom number. Okay, so for the first fraction, I have negative 1/3. I'm going to change to a decimal. And once we have everything decimal, it's easier to compare the numbers, to compare how big they are. So for the first one, I need to do negative 1. Well, the result is going to be negative, so I know right away it's going to be negative. I need to do 1/3. So let me just do this on the side. I need to do 1 divided by 3. Which I need to put a 1 inside, 3 on the outside. And let me just run through the long division. 3 goes into 1 0 times. And put a decimal right here, and put a decimal point right here as well. And this way, I can add a 0, I can put a 0 after the 1. And now this allows me to look at 3 and 10. 3 goes into 10 3 times. 3 times 3 is equal to 9. And 1 0 minus 10 minus 9 is 1, and so on. So I know this is going to be 0.3 for 1/3. So negative 1/3, it's about the same as saying 0.3. And notice I just did the first digit. I've just do the first decimal, first place, because I want to see what will happen afterward. What will happen for the other numbers? In this case, actually, I cannot finish it anyway because you will just get 3's, right? 0.333 at the end. But I just want to do one decimal place for all these numbers first to see what do I get. Second one, I have negative 3/5. I know the result is going to be negative. And let me do the 3/5 right here. I need to put a 3 inside, the top number inside, and then 5 on the outside. 5 goes into 3 0 times. Put a decimal point and line up with the decimal point. And put a 0 after the 3. 5 goes into 30 6 times. 6 times 5 is 30. And when you subtract, remainder is 0, so we are done for sure. This is 0.6. Okay, 2/3, positive 2/3. So put a 2 inside, 3 on the outside. 3 goes into 2 0 times. Put decimal point, and then put a 0 after 2. 3 goes into 20 6 times. 6 times 3 is 18. And when we subtract 20 minus 18, you get 2. And again, I just want to do it to the first digit, first decimal place. So I will get a positive 0.6. And technically, I should have write this as it's about equal to. It's not really the equal sign, but yeah, it should have write it as the wave. This for approximately, but it doesn't really matter for this case. Anyways, last one. 3 divided by 5. 3 inside, 5 outside, and that's exactly what we just did right here. But do it again anyways. Equal 0, 0.6, 30, subtract 0. So 0/5 it's a positive 0.6. Notice that these two are the same at the moment, but right here, this is done, right? 3/5 is exactly 0.6. But this one, 2/3, is 0.6, but we still have a remainder. So this is technically approximately 0.6. So let's come back here and do a little bit more. I can put another 0 right here. I can put another 0 right here. And I can bring this 0 down right here. 3 goes into 20. Another 6 times. 6 times 3 is 18. When we subtract, you get remainder 2. So 2 over 3 is about equal to 0.6 and another 6 after that. So 0.66. And actually it's 0.666 forever because the remainder is always going to be 2. But I think that should be enough. This should be enough. This is enough information for us to compare all these numbers. So these two are the negative numbers, so they have to be the small numbers because positive numbers for sure are bigger than the small numbers. For sure are bigger than the negative numbers. Okay, so let's compare the small numbers first because we are looking for the least to the largest. 0.3, negative 0.3 and negative 0.6. Which one is smaller? When you have negative 0.6, this one is smaller. You can think about this as when you owe somebody $0.6 versus when you owe somebody $0.3. This is a worse situation. This is a smaller case, a smaller number. So this is the smallest, and that has to be the second smallest. Okay, and now let's compare these two numbers, 0.66 versus exactly 0.6. This is smaller than that. So this is the third smallest. And that what gives us 0.66, or 2/3, being the largest, greatest. Okay, so we actually have the same answer. This one goes first, negative 3 over 5. That's the first number because we want the list to be from the least to the greatest. So negative 3 over 5, and next one, negative 1/3. And next one, 3 over 5, that's the third smallest. And then the last one, the biggest number, which is 2/3. And we have the same answer as the one that we just did earlier, choice B.